Hi, I'm Gwen Richardson, producer and host of the weekly live stream show Black Authors Matter TV. In addition to the show, we also provide tips for authors. And in this video, you'll hear from book club facilitators in different parts of the country on how to pitch your book to a book club. They'll tell you what they're looking for, what the process is, and that'll give you some helpful hints on getting new readers who are in book clubs. Hopefully, this video will be a learning instrument for you as you move forward with promoting your book. Thank you, and we look forward to providing you with additional information in other videos.
Authors out there who are always looking for book clubs to read their books, feature their books. And I'm sure as a book club president, you probably get inundated with Facebook messages and emails from authors saying, hey, read my book. So what are a couple of tips that you would give to authors?
First of all, what we do before we start the season, we give the members an opportunity to nominate their books. We also give the authors a chance to submit their books for nominations as well. So we have the members list as well as we have authors list. So we do give authors an opportunity to have their book chosen, because we do have one specific month that we're focusing on an author that has actually submitted their book to us.
Okay, now that's great, because I know there are some book clubs, they're going to read what they're going to read, but it's nice to see that you as a book club are encouraging authors to send you.
Definitely. And then sometimes if we don't happen to get that author's book, we do encourage them to send their books for review. We have a book review committee that will take a look, read the books, and we'll place the books to be reviewed on our Facebook page, our Instagram page, as well as Goodreads.
Is there anything particular that you look for in a book?
The book definitely has to grab me in the beginning. I always go by the synopsis of the book. I think that the synopsis plays a big part of it, because that's what catches my attention. So once we choose the book, it definitely has to keep me reading it. It definitely has to catch me in the beginning.
Yeah. That's
okay. Do you all read self-published authors? I know some book clubs shy away from self-published authors' books, but there's a lot of self-published authors today. And I just wanted to, what are you all, what's your approach to that?
Yes, we have no problem in reading self-published authors' books. I mean, we have done a lot of self-published authors' books. Brian W. Smith, I think he's a self-published author. We have read several of his books. Yeah, as long as they nominate the books at the allotted time, which is normally July 1st through July 31st, is when we ask the authors to submit their books for nomination. Yeah, we're down for them.
Oh, okay. So you have a window when when authors submit their books, and that's in the month of July.
And it's a short window, so
it is a short
procrastinate. Yeah, people who procrastinate may have to wait till the next year.
Even though it's a short window, I usually start advertising it early, letting the authors know starting July, we're taking nominations for your books. Send us the synopsis and the title and so forth.
Tell us, for the authors that are out there, tell us how your process is for selecting books.
Well, it's not
what kind
really,
of books are you reading?
It's not really, a science to it. We just all kind of come up with a title or two, and typically we're at the meeting, maybe Googling something, real quick to decide, okay, who we're going to choose, or I've seen this, or, we just kind of come up with any genre, really. Because of course, not everybody is on the same, wavelength, so to speak, when it comes to books. We've got those who love mystery, those who love horror, some strictly romance, but we find a balance and we'll pick, just whatever sounds good at the time.
So
we did get into
the back of the book that captures your attention?
For me, yes, it's always kind of been the cover thing for me, and I've always had to tell myself, you may run across something that you might have overlooked that was the best book ever written, and you discredit it because the cover didn't draw you in, something to that effect. But it's different things. We have different ways and nothing specific of choosing. We just decide, okay, here's 4 titles. If none of those work, here's 4 more, and then we go from there.
Okay. So you all sound like you kind of do it like we do by consensus.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
at the meeting, at the meeting. We
Exactly.
normally go, you all meet, well, we meet the second Saturday of the month too. So when you were talking about what, and our club is 20 years old this year. So, and we've had people come and go. It's the same. When you have a club for a long time, you end up with different groups. You might have the core that stays. And
right.
Some people that might be there for 2, 3 years or 5 years, and then they, you know, something may change in their lives, and they
exactly
don't
come. And I'm guessing that's why you like to keep your group small. Keep it at that 12 core members, because those are the people that you know you can depend on. They're going to read the book. They're going to come back each month. You know
exactly.
You're comfortable with each other.
Exactly. And really it's more the comfort, because I'll be honest, some of us don't get to read the book all the time, you know, but it's because we are comfortable with each other and we enjoy each other's company. Those who didn't read the book don't feel some type of way about not showing up, you know, or because they didn't read it, you know. And of course we don't look down upon anyone for not reading it. Of course, we enjoy when everybody reads it. And we've had a few books that we've come across that were just, everybody loved them and everybody just absorbed them, you know. And so you're right. It's a comfort thing. And I don't think we're going to get any bigger than we are. We keep telling everybody, you know, or kind of ease past the question when people ask, you know, so tell me about your book club. Oh, it's closed. We're not taking any more members.
Well, we really aren't inviting people either. I mean, even though we've been meeting on Zoom for 9 months too, but what we tell people is we meet at, we're not taking new members right now. That's what we say. I don't know when we will, but we just say right now, because I don't want to not give them hope, you know.
True.
We have a question with you talked about what grabs your attention, but has there ever been a time where you've been reading a book and you're like, oh, I can't get through this. This isn't what I thought it was. That has happened. What do you do?
And I guess me as being like the leader of the group, in the beginning, I felt some type of way about it. It's like, okay, you have to set the example. You have to read all the books, regardless of what you think about them, you know. And I send a text and be like, okay, y'all, I'm kind of struggling with this book. And I can't even remember which one it was. But in the group text, it was like, yeah, I'm not wasting my time with this. I'm like, so really, it's okay if I don't read it. It's okay if I don't finish it. And they're like, girl, put that book down and pick up something you really want to read, you know. So I did wrestle with it in the beginning, but now it's like, yeah, there's too much out there. And unfortunately, if it doesn't keep my attention, or I'm not going to waste the time. You know, I can give it to somebody else or something else, you know.
Yeah, I have a book has to move. It doesn't have to like jump. I mean, I don't need like the equivalent of a bomb blast on the first page, or in most of these books, it's let me say, an intimate scene. Let me put it like that, like on page 1, but it's really not intimate. It's just sexual. And I don't need that. I need a story that moves, and I need characters that I can relate to. I don't have to like them. Some characters you can really dislike, but if the author can write the characters so you can, you know, really get into them and like they're real people, that's really a success.
And that's the way I've always liked to create my characters. I want my character to feel like that person that you know, your girl, your good girlfriend, even that person you can't stand. I just wanted to be somebody.
Oh yeah, I know that girl. Yeah,
I know somebody just like that.
Daily says that you are 500 members strong now.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yes, we are.
You know, that could be life-changing for an author. You know, if Go On Girl Book Club accepts a book, does that mean that every chapter reads that book, or do chapters read their own books?
Every chapter reads the same book.
And we have a questionnaire that we fill out and we send it to our recording secretary, who then drafts all of that information into a letter that goes to not only the author, but the book publishers also. Because I remember years ago when we started and B.B. Moore Campbell was being interviewed, and we had given her an award for Author of the Year. And one of the things she said was that the publishing industry didn't think Black people read. And she said, Black people do read. And here's a group of women who read. And not only do they read, but they support the authors. And she talked about how it was, you know, a lonely endeavor to be a writer, to sit there and put your thoughts and everything out there and not know if anybody was going to be responding to it. And then when we responded, she was like, wow, this is really amazing. But GOGs will show up and support. We come out for book signings. We do all sorts of things to support the authors. So.
Well, you all have a chapter here in Houston where I am, and they attend the National Black Book Festival in Houston every year. They are always there. And as a matter of fact, a couple of the members were in the book club at our store. And then they joined the Go On Girl Book Club. So they said they wanted to be connected with it because it was national. So, but they come to the book festival every year. Now, how do you all pick, because I think I've seen you all slate of books. Do you all pick the books at the beginning of the year for the whole year? Is that how?
So we pick them twice a year. We have a reading list committee. So members become part of that committee, and it's run by Willette Hill, who is our reading list chair. And they each have genres that they're interested in. So if you're into sci-fi, you would be the one that would read all the sci-fi books and make a selection for the members. So we rely on our reading list committee to come up with the books that we end up reading. So they kind of know who we are in terms of the types of books that we like and enjoy, but they comb everything. They're reading all of the trades. They're following what's going on in terms of social media so that they can find out what books are out there. They talk to people to see what books they're reading and what's coming out. So we step out to try to find out everything we can about what books are coming out.
So you're selecting books basically on your research. Do you allow authors to submit books for your consideration?
Yes, authors do send us on our website. You can send to the reading list committee, and Willette then sends the books off to the respective committee members based on the genres that they read. And then they review the books and then make the selection for the entire membership. And they're very savvy. I have to say, these women really love books and they do their research so that they know that we're critical readers. And we do let the publisher, bless you, we let the publisher and the writer know exactly how we feel.
Well, you know, Go On Girl can really have an impact on an author's.
That's why I said it would be life-changing for Go On Girl to choose an author's book, especially if it's a self-published author, which brings me to my question is, how often do you select self-published authors, or do you find yourselves usually selecting books with that are a bit more established from authors?
Nope. We not only do we always honor a new author of the year. So anybody can get on our reading list if their book is worthy. We also give scholarships to students studying at historically Black colleges and unpublished writers. So every year, students and writers send us these letters, and we have a scholarship committee that actually reviews all of those, and they select a winner and we send them a check. And 3 of our unpublished writers actually had their books published. Jacinda Townsend, who did Saint Monkey, Camille Acker, who did, oh my God, I see her book title. I can't remember her book title right now, but Camille Acker and Youngblood. What was her? 3 of them. Cannot remember Youngblood's name, but they all got book deals. And these were unpublished writers. And I remember Jacinda saying the money that she won with us helped her get her writing done. So it's like, we want to give back. We want our stories to continue to be told. And if we're not supporting the authors, it's not going to happen.
So for this year, your books, do you have a preference for local authors? Or do you, can you accept any work from any author? I'm asking for the authors who are watching and want to know how can they get their book in consideration.
We would love to hear from them. We would love, it is not any particular book. Each member select the book, but we read just about everything. And not only us as a group, but like I said, we read different genres on our own. But you can, submit them to Driven Divas 3 ways. We can be reached on Twitter. We can be reached on Facebook, and we can be reached by email. So we would love to hear from these authors. Again, we do support African American authors and diversity wholeheartedly.
Wonderful. So it doesn't really matter what the book is. You just want to read a good book.
We really want to read a good book. And
that's true of readers, book clubs, and everybody is excited about a good book they read. If you're a reader, there's the most exciting, one of the most exciting parts is finding a good book that just keeps you turning pages. And you really, when it ends, you're looking for another book equally as good. And it's not always to find a follow-on book that's as good as the good book you just finished.
absolutely.
Thank you for watching this how-to video, and I hope it was informative for you. To keep abreast of the other how-to videos we post, as well as our weekly live stream show, subscribe to our Black Authors Matter TV YouTube channel. Be encouraged and be blessed. Bye-bye.